Hi everybody, we're going to go ahead and go through 3.05, the atmosphere and you. This is the activity that you get if you go into the landing page for the assignment. This is a Google Doc. It automatically asks you to make a copy. When you make a copy of it, it adds it to your drive and you can go in and edit it and type on it. The activity is found on the last slide of your module. It's called the atmosphere and you. So the atmosphere is made up of mostly nitrogen and oxygen. Other important gases such as carbon dioxide and methane are known as greenhouse gases. These help insulate Earth and keep it at a temperature where living things can survive. The objective of this activity is that you're going to investigate how human activities add extra greenhouse gases to the atmosphere, intensifying the greenhouse effect and resulting in global warming and climate change. Hypothesis. This takes us to the first question on your paper. In the future, do you think we will release the same amount of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere that we do now? Will we release less or more? What effect will this have on global temperatures? Select your answers from the drop-downs and then record your prediction in your lab report. Carbon dioxide emissions will, and this is where you select your response, in the next century, and global temperatures will increase, decrease, or stay the same. You select whatever you want, but whatever you write down, whatever you select here, you're going to write down for number 1 on your lab report where it says hypothesis. I'm going to say that I think that if carbon dioxide emissions increase, I think the global temperatures will also increase. Okay? Go to the next slide and it takes you to where our simulation is, the atmosphere and you. You're going to test your prediction by using a computer model. Before you begin your test, explore the function of the simulator. You're going to click all of the plus buttons on this activity and they tell you about the different buttons on your simulation. You can't move forward until you've clicked all the buttons. Now I've clicked them all. I have the next button here. Okay. And it says now it's time to test your prediction. You'll complete the 3 scenarios shown in order. Currently, we emit about 9.8 gigatons of carbon per year. The 3 scenarios are carbon dioxide emissions will stay the same, will decrease in the next century or 100 years, or carbon dioxide emissions will increase in the next century or 100 years. Okay? Clicking begin. Scenario 1 is where the carbon dioxide emissions will stay the same. We are keeping our carbon dioxide emissions at 9.8 gigatons. We're setting the time step to 10 years, and then we're going to just keep stepping forward. Okay? We're changing to 10 years, and we're going to step forward. Excuse me. For 2020, if you take a look at the carbon dioxide emissions, you see that it has just given us another little red dot on our graph. This is the same graph that you have in your student sheet. The graph has already been done for you, and we gave you a copy of it. As we're going through this, you're going to be filling in the information about carbon dioxide emissions. They're all going to be at 9.8 because we're keeping them the same. And then your temperature is what is going to be changing. So that's what we're going to be writing down. Okay? So your first one is that your carbon dioxide emissions are 9.8 and the temperature is 58.25. And then you hit step forward. For 2030, your carbon dioxide emissions stay the same and your temperature goes to 58.5. For the next year, it's 58.75. For the next year, which is the year 2050, it's hard to read, it is 59.25. And you can see this by looking at the data points that are plotted on the graph. The next year is going to be 59.5. The next year, 2070, is going to be 59.75. Okay. The next year at 2080 is going to be 60. These are degrees in temperature, Fahrenheit, 60. The next year is going to be 2090, and you're going to get a temperature of 60.25. The next year of 2100, you have a temperature of 2100, you have a temperature of 60.50. And then the last data point that you're going to have that will end your scenario basically is 60.75 for the year 2110. Again, these data points should match what you have in your student sheet, you can see that the temperature is increasing. Okay. Click step 4 one more time. It says you finished the scenario. Record your data in your lab report and then select the next button.